Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kalkadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, to the Akim Akwab throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and in truth to the gospel of the Lord the Mashiach Yahushai in these days and times. This is by Menashe of the DC camp. Short lesson audio for the hopeful elect. Yep. So you gotta have options whenever you want to do lessons. You can't just depend on the video options, man, because you're gonna run into technical difficulties, and that can consume your valuable time. Especially, those that are pressed for time. Always at the plantation. So just do the audio until you get a better window of opportunity to do a video. That's much more comprehensive according to the standard you can set. So we're just gonna look into the workings of Babylon, because Babylon is basically a workers' colony. That's the reason why America is known as Egypt in the Bible, spiritual Egypt. That's a colony of slaves, all right, for workers, man, of employees for the super elites, because we're just workers, man, just like ants, just working round the clock, sun up, sun down. Years. So just gonna read play a short video concerning what the reach like, the special interests in DC that have to work with the federal government as by real estate and spaces and all, renting space to the government so that employees can come back to work. But a lot of employees that work for the federal government don't want to come back because they have the better option to work from home, and they've decided that is the best method that fits their lifestyle. Because one thing, in a workers' colony, you can never ignore is freedom. And once you get a better opportunity to experience some more freedom, and you're much more efficient at it, then you don't want to give it up. But the so-called government cronies that are in bed with the elites of this real estate industry, they want the folks to come back to work to make more money. And when people come back in the city, the government also make money of their behinds, when it comes to parking tickets and fines and all that stuff and taxes. So you can imagine you have to pay extra just to drive in and then to drive out, fuel consumption, wear and tear on your vehicle, and then not to consider you bringing the money back into the jurisdiction where you're working. Folks will be getting lunch helter-skelter in downtown DC, man. And it's just part of the business plan, man. So I'll play the video real quick, and then you have an idea of how a lot of businesses depend on the federal government for revenue, all right?
We also heard from the mayor about her meeting Monday in Florida with President-elect Donald Trump. So we know the mayor wants to see more federal employees return to in-person work at their offices in downtown D.C. We also know Mr. Trump has talked about relocating many federal workers to job sites outside the D.C. region.
So you could see that, man. Real estate is no joke, man. A lot of these high-rises have floors that are just vacant, and those spaces have to be filled. You can imagine how much they could rent that space for the government. And it's not at the regular retail, man. This is going to be maybe 10 years, 15-year lease. 30 at least or whatever, you know. But when you have workers that exercise that option not to work in the office as much as they like, as the government want them to, it becomes a clash, you know. So what do you expect? You walk in the building and there is no, you don't even have that much of traffic as by people going in and coming out. It's just another situation. And then you have the companies that own cleaning supplies, man. You know, they have to make money with these custodial companies that own services to clean buildings. You know, you got to sell toilet paper, cleaning supplies for the floor, mops, soap. You know, so it shows you how everything is connected, man, to a source of money. When the money has an avenue to flow, certain industries make money from that. So it's not just real estate industry, you know, or companies that make money. You have the cleaning supply companies also, and then you also have the food industry, you know. And then you also have the fitness industry, folks that like to get to work early in the morning, and they have a gym in their building. They go in there and they exercise, you know. So that improves revenue for this fitness industry. So much, man, that's tied to the teeth of the government, man, to the taxpayers' pocket. So that's something you have to realize, man. You know, it's like a puzzle. You just put the pieces together and then you realize what you're going to be dealing with. So let me get a quick precept. It's going to be from the book of Isaiah chapter 32, verse 6. All right, so this talks about how the rich are being looked after, how they're being cared for more than the poor in Babylon. So Isaiah 32 and 5 says, "A vile person shall speak no more called liberal, nor the troll be called bountiful." So the stingy folks are not going to be regarded as being generous, because people's valuable possessions are on the line. When you want freedom, man, you're going to have to exercise a struggle. And your freedom costs people, man. It costs people an arm and a leg, man. You know, your freedom can put businesses out of service, all right? Verse 6, "For the vile person will speak villainy, and his hurt will walk iniquity, to practice hypocrisy and utter terror against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." That's the American system for you, man. It's to force people out of their fortress, of righteousness into a realm of frustration, man. That's one thing you gotta have to deal with, man. The level of frustration in Babylon is just too much. That's why you have folks just bugging out, road rages and all that stuff, man. Workplace violence, folks just arguing over, whose turn is it in line to get the order of a sandwich and all that madness, man. You know, folks just bugged out. Like, I heard a report about some Amazon employee. He just threw all the packages in that big sack, just abandoned it in the bushes, man. He said that he got tired and frustrated. He just abandoned everything, man. And the cops found that stash, man, that was abandoned. Oh, man, it just shows you, man, folks are tired, man. When there's opportunity for people to be free, it comes at an expense for the rich, and the rich don't value the freedom of the people at the bottom. They want folks to keep on making money for them. That's why they're speaking through these mayors and senators and the president, especially these lobbyists on their behalf. All right, so you just remember, man, it's just the struggle you have to deal with. Then verse 7, Isaiah 32 and 7, the instruments of the troll are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. So that's the politicians, man. They tell you one thing and then they work out a deal that is not beneficial to your well-being in the long run. Even when the needy speak it right, So when you make a choice that's beneficial to you, all of a sudden it has to come under scrutiny. Everything you do that pertains to your health and freedoms always going to be under scrutiny, under scrutiny, under scrutiny. That's why the media is always there to pump the people's head with delusions, all right? So let's see if we can play more of that clip.
That's what Mayor Bowser had to say about all that.
Our challenge as a region is to demonstrate to the transition team, the Department of Government Efficiency, why Washington, D.C. and this region supports a productive American workforce.
A productive American workforce. Workforce. What's your force? Your energy, your life, your soul. The soul of the worker, the soul of the poor, man, the working poor, what we call the so-called working class, and that's just the spirit of Egypt, man. Folks got to keep on working and working and working and working and working. Let me play some more of the clip.
Mayor Bowser said she brought up the topic of the RFK Stadium site, but she declined to share any details of their.
Yep, so as a so-called representative in the government, they can't share the details of the conversation. So it just shows you, man, they're all working together in the background to meet the demands of the bigwigs that own real estate, these real estate developers in D.C. They're making money left, right, and center, all right? And they get the chance to put their cronies in these government agencies. So that's how they're able to maintain their grip on the purse. All right. So we read the book of Sirach. Yeah, there's just so many lessons I like to catch up on, man, and you just have to make time to get to it, And in the spirit of efficiency, Barataza, spirit of Yabashima Shah, I'll get to it. So the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verses 11 and actually 21 and 20. Actually, some of verse 20. Sirach 13 and 20. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. Yeah, so there is a clear separation of ideals. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. So they have a so-called disconnect, man. There is no, like they always say, the rich are always out of touch with reality. They're out of touch with the pulse of the people. All they care about is just power, and influence. That's all the so-called rich care about. And then verse 21 says, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. So you don't really have all these lobbyists, man, standing up for the poor. Like they need to. It's like you always got to struggle and write a petition and make a post on TikTok, on Instagram, GoFundMe, and all that stuff. It's horrible. Imagine all the people that are waiting for a housing voucher and all that stuff, man. And it's just a big mess. That the case in California, where the so-called agenda to end homelessness is basically a scheme to enrich the pocket of cronies, man. It's horrible. you just shake your head and ask yourself, is Babylon a third world country that greed has consumed it? And then you realize, you know what, is worse than you ever thought. All right. So, verse 22, when a rich man is fallen, he had many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. So the poor don't really have a voice in the media. They don't really have a voice with all these government agencies, man. You know, that's why a lot of people lose their businesses, because of the power of the rich, you know, using the government as a front, you know. So it's just part of the journey that you have to realize, man, when folks complain that, oh man, that the elites want to shut down TikTok because people are using the platform for for their own benefits to better themselves off, and they don't like it. They want more control. That's why they have to hijack the platform, you know. And it's just part of it. And people get demonetized, they get their system, their devices tampered with. It's just a reflection of the elite not pleased with the freedom that the Lord is exposing the people to, man. When the Lord is about to deliver you, He's going to start showing you how to be free, just like the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai talks about being free, you know. I'll read that precept real quick. John chapter 8, all right, verse 32, all right. John 8 and 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And who is the truth? What is the truth? Yahushua is the truth, all right? The way and the light. So when the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua begins to operate on your mind for you to be free, all of a sudden, the elites feel threatened that their influence and power is waning, and then they have to generate a atmosphere to have that undermined. But hey, there is no obstruction against the word of the Lord, man. The word of the Lord always comes to pass. That's just what it boils down to, all right? So remember that, man. You know, the freedom Lord Hamashiach Yahushai has orchestrated for his elect is bothering the elites. You know, that's why their minds can't really get off, you know, what the man of the Lord posting here and there, man. You know, did the brother, you know, put up any lessons this week? You know, how many lessons did he do? You know, what topics did they go into and all that stuff? They're always on the brother's affairs, man. Even sisters too. You know, the Lord have singled out to support the ministry. So you just have to accept the challenge of being steadfast in this ministry, man, because your freedom is causing these elites to lose sleep. You know, it's causing them to be frustrated. That's why you have politicians speaking up on their behalf. When the Lord exposes you to that spirit of freedom, oh my goodness, man, it's like they say, you know, a fountain of living water, you know, and that element of satire helps too, you know. So it just shows you that freedom is a powerful currency that must not be ignored or tarnished. That's why the Lord wants us to be free spiritually, that we may be able to serve Him, you know, in spirit and in truth. Yeah, and you have to learn how to unlock that chaos away from thy soul, man. How to detach yourself from it. You don't want to be a slave to Babylon and then you have your salvation, weighing away or have it depreciated, man. You don't want the value of your freedom to be depreciating in value on a daily basis. You want it to have an appreciating value, all right? So Proverbs chapter 22, verse 16, it says, He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And that's the American economic system, man. When the system is hell-bent on pleasing the elite, the system becomes boondoggle, all right? It becomes inefficient to strengthen the nation. The nation is just crumbling, It begins to have symptoms of inefficiencies, man. It's just breaking down. It's just like a constant episodes of breakdowns. The infrastructure is not something to be excited about. It's just chaos after chaos after chaos after chaos. The folks are running mad, all because the system has tapped into their soul. Their soul has been drained. That's why the American system just keeps on generating, folks that are broken. It breaks the spirit. If the Spirit of the Lord is not upon you, it's not within you, you're gonna be broken down. You're gonna be crushed. I know what happens with a creature that feels cornered. You're gonna start lashing out. That's America for you, man. The folks that get broken are gonna start lashing out, creating a chaotic environment, and that benefits the elites, that they have mindless zombies that don't have any direction or bearings to continue to fuel the oppression. They're like fuel for the system of oppression, man. Foolishness keeps the gears of America's criminal justice system going, man. When Jake don't have no damn sense, they become grease in the wheel, for the criminal justice system. That's exactly what Babylon has turned into. And when people don't want to be grease for the for the wheels of oppressive system, all of a sudden it's a problem. The mayor got to go on TV, the senators got to go on TV, that the people are exercising too much freedom, like freedom is a bad thing. So like everything they can do to attack the people, they do it, man. And that's why the elite wants to stay in power. They have to generate chaos. They have to break the minds of the people. They have to fracture their souls. And, since Yahweh Shai is bringing healing in his wings, that pisses them off. So that's why the men of the Lord are also referred to as physicians, man. We're here to repair the souls that can be salvaged out of Babylon, the souls of the elect. So that was the point there, Akim. You just have to be steadfast, unmovable, that the system cannot crush your spirit. That you know how to navigate and to escape the chaos, man. You just have to keep on being prayerful, and the gift the Lord has given you, don't neglect it, man. That's your hedge. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is your hedge against the wiles of the devil, the wiles of the enemy. So that was the point there. Hopefully you've been edified, and I'll make another lesson in audio form just to keep up with our obligations. Shalom.